Hey, what's up, good people? How you doing? Welcome back to Stock Up with Larry Jones. I got my man Stocks with Josh with us, and we're just gonna briefly chop this market up. And if you're new to the page, go ahead and hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell. Listen, this is gonna be 10 and win. We're gonna try to get this in 10 minutes, Josh. That's what we're gonna attempt to do. I'm gonna start by saying the market. We have big tech earnings still going on. We're still in the midst of it. We just had one round. We had Google, we had Tesla, Intel, and we have those, and things are coming in. We already have financials, right? And things are coming in, and I want to talk about what the market is going to be looking for. The Fed. We have another Fed meeting coming up, FOMC meeting coming up. That is a big market mover. You're going to see movement that day. I've been tracking the last 18 Fed meetings, 18. And there is I want to show you this. There is a recognizable pattern that I actually trade. You know, the saying is only fools trade during an FOMC meeting. Well, this fool has made money every single time because I see a pattern. What we have a new Fed now, so that pattern may be broke. But let's just talk about the overall market. I'm going to start by talking about what I see, and then I want you to unbiasedly talk about what you see. I've been constantly saying, I went back to the last two, on my last video, the last two midterm cycles, not the last 2 years, but the last two midterm cycles. And it was nothing for the market to pull back 20% between now and October, bottoming out somewhere October-ish, okay? Sometimes September, sometimes October. The difference this time is that we have AI and this big tech bubble and the AI spin. And actually, if you ask me, AI kind of saved it being a bubble, but it kind of saved the market from being lower than where it is now, in my view, okay? I expect that we are gonna have a cool off, but I don't think it's gonna be a straight drop. I think it's gonna just bounce. Lower lows, lower highs. Like I've been saying, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. If you're just trading intraday, it won't be noticeable to you. But when you zoom out, you'll be seeing that the drops were lower and the pops were lower. All the while, you need to be careful not to buy every single dip, all right? So I'll come back and wrap it up at the end. I just want you to jump in right here and tell the people what you think.
Well, so what I want to connect with people on is their trade plan, okay? And right now, there's companies that have already pulled back fairly nicely. And if you were to invest in them with the mind frame that you're looking for the gain in 2027, there are some investable companies right now. Microsoft is one of them.
Microsoft is one of them.
Their current price does not line up with their consistent earnings. Some of the SaaS companies, all they've been doing for the last couple quarters is increasing their earnings quarterly, and there's been no destruction to the business through AI, right? And so if you were to, at some point, those two factors will come into alignment. So if you're thinking short term, this is what I want you to understand, okay? If you're looking to get into something for a swing trade this coming Monday and get out of it on Wednesday or Friday, there's not a lot of attractive stocks, okay? I gave everybody on my page, Stocks with Josh, the simple buy-sell indicator that is the MACD. I always talk about the RSI when I'm trying to get a sense of acceleration for an asset. But I said to everybody, it says time to start looking at the MACD. Do we have buy orders? Do we have a 1 hour indicator above the zero line that tells us that the trend is currently going up? And I showed 3 or 4 of the Mag 7 and none of them had that, okay? So all of them were sort of printing or operating under a sell signal. Does that mean that if you're a long-term investor that you would do poorly to drop some money on Tesla around $300, or to drop some money on Microsoft at $340? The answer is, in my opinion, no. You're not buying the top. A lot of these are discounted. It's just that you can't throw all your money in right now this week and expect to see green at the end of this coming week. But if you have a long-term vision of Wall Street, there is an attractiveness to this current market because many stocks are down and not up. If you're swing trading, the safest bet is to assume that the current trend is going to continue down. So you got to look at inverse ETFs to the Mag 7. You want to go with the flow. The saying is, the trend is your friend until the end.
Trade the trend.
I'm telling everybody here that the trend is confirmed down. And we're not trying to guess the bounce so that we could get into some little trade from Friday to Monday, right? If you're looking at intraday, then you've got to trade the smaller time frames. Larry, I think a lot of people who watch us are confused about what's going to happen in this market, and if they put their money to work tomorrow or Monday, are they expecting assets to go up or down? I have no reason right now to believe that assets will go up Monday. They could, but as far as a trend goes, the trend is confirmed down. As far as investing in Microsoft and looking at 2027 to get the return, for me, that's growing more attractive. Now,
yes. Just
this last Friday, I took my first position on Microsoft as a swing trade, and I'm looking at, actually sold puts that were out of the money at a place that I didn't think that Microsoft would come down to, in a time frame that I believe will allow me to just collect those premiums, right? And they'll expire worthless. Now that premium money is going to give me some seed money to invest in leaps in Microsoft. So I'm going to continue to sell those puts right now out of the money with a further out date, and I'm going to gather that premium and eventually put that into some leaps. And so it's a way that I'm investing in going long on Microsoft where it's at. It's not because I believe we've absolutely hit bottom, it's that I'm starting that investment journey, right? What I'm not doing is buying some short-term calls on Microsoft and expecting to be profitable because the market's going to magically bounce between now and Wednesday of this week. We've got catalysts. The market went up for a long time. It went into distribution, which means it sort of rolled over. Now, could we get some pops? Sure. If the market wants to give us strong Mondays, we'll all live trade those. Those are in and out.
Right.
And I'll be looking at companies like Microsoft and Apple. Apple continues to trend higher.
Yep.
As far as investable assets go, depending on your timeline, things are going to get perhaps more attractive. As Larry said, we're looking at a potential of a 20% overall dip for the midterm elections. Things that have already been downs and things that move down quickly, like Tesla, they're going to get more and more attractive for investments that you're thinking about realizing in 2027.
So let me add to that. Generally, now, some people think that that's negative, that we're saying, but what they are not doing is looking at the longer term. Generally, the year after the midterm elections is a good year. So 2027 can be looking to be a great year, which means that instead of living in fear, live in favor. Look for opportunities to buy. I believe that opportunity will be somewhere between mid-September to the end of October. Could creep into November, but I believe that's where the buying opportunities. And I want you to hit that point. Don't sleep on ETFs, okay? Don't sleep on investing into your Roth IRA, because these are going to be some times where if you're going to go in heavy, you want to go into ETFs. People always hear the hot stock we talk about, but they don't hear when I say I'm 80% ETFs. They never hear that part.
Yeah.
But then, some one or two of you guys listening, please build out, take this opportunity and be thankful that we see these cycles and build your long-term retirement ETFs, good solid ETFs. We'll talk about those later, but go ahead.
Well, I wanted to just comment that I'm watching for rotation into some of the stocks like Now and CRM, Palantir and Microsoft. I'm watching for that, and that's an opportunity that might materialize while the rest of the market pulls back, but I'm not counting on it. The trend is lower on almost everything except for Apple, but from day to day, I'm going to be watching those SaaS stocks to see if in this environment we see rotation. I believe that we're in a healthy market, and I think we will see some rotation. I can't call them right now,
right,
because they're just moving sideways.
Yep.
But other stocks are falling straight down like Tesla, while
Yes.
those SaaS stocks are moving sideways. So if the market gets a relief, those might be the first to pop.
And in closing, tech is going to take it the heaviest on the downturn. Now, some may set a trailing stop loss and say, I can't do this anymore. Some will set a stop loss. Some will be buying. Just remember, at the point that some of you will be tapping out and selling, someone else just entering in the market will be buying, and they have a longer term outlook, and they'll be buying on discount, okay? Remove your emotions, get a plan, and plan accordingly. Listen, Josh always reminds me that I think that everybody knows who he is. And I fail again to introduce him to some of you that don't know who he is. This is Stocks with Josh. We've been friends for over probably 33, closer to 33 years now. And we actually entered the market. Now, I did make an investment in 92, didn't know what I was doing, but we entered into the market almost together, right? And again, in 2007. And so he's Stocks with Josh on YouTube. You can follow him as you follow me. Two things I want you to do. Join us in Money Moves. That's going to be the top link below. So if you're on your cell phone, hit more at the bottom, then go to description and join us in Money Moves, the top link below. And if you haven't seen the video I did, I believe it was Friday, then I want you to check it out. It's going to be in your upper right-hand corner, where I literally go to the charts and show you where and how I'm buying.
Can I say one last thing?
Yes.
This isn't Larry's motto, but it's what he does in practice in his money moves. I'm in his money moves. Larry's leaves no man behind, no man or woman behind. Wall Street moves quickly, and you need somebody that will hold your hand. And sometimes he might pull you a little bit, but he'll get you there.
I appreciate that. All right, guys, follow the instructions, and we will see you later. Again, thanks for Stocks with Josh for joining us and hosting this special Sunday. All right, we'll see you tomorrow morning, live trading in Money Moves. Okay, live, love, laugh, and learn.